Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth, and also double honors to my elder, Harawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here at Jacksonville, Florida as well. I'm Negro Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. Title of this lesson is the lack of knowledge of the so-called Negro. When it comes down to the tribe of Judah, or the so-called Negro, or supposed black man or black woman, they have a huge lack of cognitive dissonance, which means they have a lack of knowledge. They don't know what they're supposed to know. They don't speak according to what they're supposed to speak to. And when they open their mouths, the only thing you hear is strong opinions and a lack of knowledge of what they're supposed to know. That's why I'm using this picture right here. The face you make when people have strong opinions but don't know anything. And that's Jake in a nutshell. You know, across the board. But right now we're just talking about, you know, the so-called Negro, you know, in particular. But this is a thing that's across the board for all of Yasharala. You know, we'll say 2/3, the majority of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They got all these strong opinions, but they don't really know anything. They're just regurgitating, or they have somehow become fooled or become prideful, and now they're doing stupid things like calling themselves King David. You know, when there is no remembrance in death, according to Psalms. When you die, whatever age that you died in, when you come back in the third and fourth generation of the bloodline that you came through, you're not going to have any remembrance of who you were in former or past lives. It's just not going to happen. That's why when John the Baptist was in the wilderness and they asked him was he Elias or Elijah, he was like, no, because you have no remembrance of who you once were in past incarnations. You have no remembrance. So how then can you say that you're someone if there's no remembrance? But that shows a lack of knowledge. It shows a lack of cognitive dissonance, a lack of the brain functioning as it's supposed to. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, or the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. So Jake is out here, so-called Negro in particular, because that's what I'm talking about, are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Jake is out here literally dying because he don't know what he's supposed to know. He don't know what he ought to know. He's out here dying, being destroyed because having a lack of knowledge. Why? But Jake rejects knowledge. He rejects the truth. When the truth comes to him, he doesn't want it. If he's incorrect and the correction comes to him, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want it. So because Jake has rejected knowledge, the Lord has rejected him for 2/3 of our people. That's why you see things happening to Jacob here in Babylon, and especially the day of Judah. Every time you look up, it's always a so-called Negro getting killed, getting shot, getting beat up, whether it be by Israel or by Edom. Why? Because Jake rejected knowledge. So the Lord has rejected 2/3 of our people. That there will be no priest unto him, i.e., that there will be no use for him, at least in this existence, at least, or incarnation, or reincarnation, whichever word you want to use. Seeing why? Because Jake done forgot the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So because he's forgotten his instructions of Yahweh, that's why you see Jake kids disappearing without a trace. They getting gunned down and shot up, getting beat up. That's the Lord forgetting Judah's children. They of Judah who have rejected knowledge, who don't want to hear the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, like those who call themselves King David. You know, to call yourself someone of that great of a statue when it comes down to the words, the truth, that's prideful, and you want to be in control. But that's how Jake is, though. That's how Judah is. That's how the so-called Negro is. Don't have no prior knowledge and no wisdom of anything, but want to be in charge, but don't have any leadership skills, can't take correction, and has an extreme lack of knowledge. But let's continue. Let's go to Jeremiah. Chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, they have none understanding, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." So this is the Heavenly Father himself, Yahweh, our maker, our creator, who made us, our Father. He is saying, for my people, what is foolish? Now we all know what it is to be foolish. When you're foolish, but you don't listen to no wisdom, you don't follow no instruction, you have a severe lack of knowledge, and your cognitive dissonance, your brain power, your brain function is not functioning as it's supposed to. But they say our people are foolish. And that's what it is. Jake foolish. He has not known the Heavenly Father. Sottish, children. That means stupid. Habitually stupid. Like Jake is a habitual line stepper. I mean, he go too far all the time. Stay disrespecting Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's why the Lord always jacking Judah up like that. Of course, you know, overall, all of Yasharala get jacked up when they do something contrary to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But see, Judah hard-headed. That skull is thick. So the Lord have to literally, because Jake haven't known them and don't have any understanding, and you know what I'm saying, Judah is stupid. You know, wise to do evil when it comes out of doing good, they have absolutely no knowledge. That's why Jake get judged like he do. That's why our people get messed up. Because of the lack of knowledge that they have. And the so-called Negro, the Judite of the tribe of Judah, can't get this understanding. Can't figure out why hell keep coming. But then again, when the Lord present the knowledge and the wisdom unto them, they don't accept it and they don't want it. So they continue going through what they're going through. But they have all these strong opinions They have all these things they feel like they know. But when it come down to it and you listen to them, you find out they don't know nothing. Let's continue. Let's go to Ezekiel. Chapter 2. Verse 3. This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day." And that's happening right now. Even in Ezekiel's time, the Lord was saying, "Yo, my people have been hard-headed and transgressed against me. Continual sin. They have been rebellious, hard-headed, and disrespectful unto me, unto this very day." And that's applicable even to now. Jake, stay running around here being hard-headed and disobedient to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Verse 4, it says, "For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power, or Lord Yahweh, your God, our God." Impudent, meaning our people are just straight up disrespectful and hard-headed. Stiff-hearted, that's what that means. Stiff-hearted meaning it's like pouring water on concrete. It ain't gonna do nothing but roll off and dry up. And what the Lord sends us unto these hard-headed Negroes. He sends us unto these hard-headed Issacharites, Ephraimites, Asherites, Zebulonites, Benjamites, Levites. The Lord sends us unto these hard-headed jokers to tell them what thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. But according to Hosea, because they reject the knowledge, the Lord reject them. Verse 5, it says, "And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them." See, Israel is a rebellious house. But whether they will forbear, whether they will hear it and believe it or ignore it, they're going to know that there was a prophet among them when all hell break loose. When things really kick up and kick into high gear, that's when they're going to know a prophet was among them. That's when they're going to want to go looking for the men of the Lord. The ones that y'all talk about have dresses on. That's out there on the highways and the byways. Y'all gonna be looking for them one day. Jake gonna be looking for them. But that's when when those times get too hectic, the Lord's gonna pull his men off of the street. The Lord ain't gonna have men out there while it's all hell breaking loose. Because the Lord is gonna protect his people, his men, his elect. I'm going to jump down to verse 7. It says, "And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious." So we're going to speak these words, and we're supposed to speak these words unto Jake, whether he hear or whether he will forbear, whether he receives it or rejects it. We're supposed to speak it to him because they have a lack of knowledge. And the men that the Heavenly Father has set up, he has given them the knowledge to teach and to preach, to freely spread the knowledge, to give it away to the children of Israel so that they could turn back to the Father as well. But Jake has this lack that he don't want to hear. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. It says, "The ox knoweth his owner, and his ass his master's crib, But Israel does not know. My people doth not consider. So, an ass and an ox are considered to be dumb animals. But yet, the ox knoweth, who his owner is, and the ass his master's crib. Meaning these two animals, though they may be supposed dumb animals, they know who their masters are. They know where they get substance from. But when it comes down to Jake, when it comes down to Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Zebulun, Naphtali, Asher, they don't consider. They don't consider who their master is. They don't consider who their owner is. Why? Because Jake has a lack of knowledge. He suffers from Dans. If you don't know what Dans is, it means dumbass Negro syndrome. You know what I'm saying? And Jake running around here got all these opinions. Oh, I'm King David, but can't give you no facts about him really truly being King David. That's a lack of knowledge. Last point. Let's go to Jeremiah. Chapter 2, verse 13. It says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." So there you go. Not only have Jake forsaken Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, the fountain of living waters, the truth, the light, life. They have hewn themselves out broken cisterns. They've made their own thing to try to hold the light and hold water and truth in. But those things that Jake has those cisterns, philosophies, beliefs, doctrines, numerology, the what it is, the Kabbalism that Jake be caught up in, the zodiac signs, and all this extra tomfoolery that can hold no water. That is an evil in the eyes of Yahweh. They forsook the Most High. That's the first evil. The second evil, they hewn themselves out cisterns that can hold no water. They caught up in all these different beliefs and doctrines and philosophies, which shows a lack of knowledge, because every supposed religion on the planet is made up by a man, more than likely an Edomite. And Jacob will sit here and regurgitate and throw up all over you these stupid ideologies and opinions that have no validity to them whatsoever, and then act like or think you supposed to just revere him as some deep individual. And Jake simply just has a lack of knowledge. And especially the so-called Negro, the so-called black people. When it come down to Israel, Judah, Negroes, they worse. They way worse in a whole lot of ways. Jake don't like it. Judah ain't listening. Judah ain't trying to learn or nothing. And then you have to make the Charlie Murphy face. You have to look at them, the face you make when people have strong opinions but don't know nothing. You have to look at Judah like that. Judah stay with strong opinions and philosophies and beliefs of other Mother Hubbards that they believe in. But that's a lack of knowledge. So yeah, I ain't want to be before you too long. And with that, Shalom.